The series opens with a group of robbers attempting a heist at the Save Big supermarket. They are threatening everyone with guns. One of them tosses a staff over the counter and starts emptying the cash registers. A cashier manages to push the alarm button, which triggers the emergency alarms. Panicked by the situation, a robber points a gun at the cashier, but is stopped by his accomplice. However, this does not prevent the robber and proceeds to hold the cashier at gunpoint. An arrow suddenly pierces the gun toward the boxes. Green Arrow appears on top of a shelf with a bow and arrow, dressed in his signature green suit. Green Arrow fights with the robbers in a brawl using his transforming arrows, which can become a smoke detonator, a net, and a boxing glove. Thinking he had won the fight, Green Arrow offers his hand to a lady. One robber manages to point them a gun, but Green Lantern arrives at perfect timing. He saves both Green Arrow and the lady. As Green Arrow talks about how he is unable to join the Justice League because he is keeping the streets safe, they are suddenly teleported to the League's watchtower in space. There he is greeted by Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Batman, and Martian Manhunter. Green Arrow asks where he is. Superman says that he is with his friends. He turns around and sees all the League's recruits in the lobby. Superman then delivers his speech to keep the Justice League organized, since there are now many of them. Each one has different special powers which can be difficult to manage. Jayon is assigned the task to decide who's going where and when. On the other hand, Batman is having a conversation with Green Arrow and how Green Lantern was sent to get an answer for their League invitation to Green Arrow. Green Arrow is still hesitant as he believes he is not supposed to be among them, and completely refuses the invitation in the end. Meanwhile, Jayon and Green Lantern are investigating what seems to be a nuclear accident. Green Lantern decides to check the problem personally. Jayon suggests bringing Captain Atom along as he might be a great help in absorbing radiation, and Supergirl for crowd control. They go on the mission with Green Arrow, who refuses to be teleported back to Earth. Green Lantern agrees to just drop him off after the mission. They arrive at Chiang Mai. A legal no-go area is declared by the United States State Department, where they meet with an army shooting bullets and RPGs at them. General Kwan advises that the League's help is not needed and that the situation is fully under control. Frustrated that they cannot intervene with the government's affairs towards the accident, Green Arrow decides to investigate alone. Green Arrow comes across the evacuation. One of the army's vehicles loses control and gets stuck on the edge of the bridge with a soldier inside. Green Arrow does not hesitate to save the soldier, but this results in him being seen by the general. As General Kwan angrily says that the situation is completely under control, Brimstone appears from the mountains, a giant flaming robot of radiation. It shoots energy blasts from its hands, terrorizing the civilians and army. Green Arrow is persistent in stopping this nuclear monster by shooting arrows, but this does not cause even a little amount of damage. Green Arrow is saved by Green Lantern when he is nearly shot by an energy blast. Green Lantern, Captain Atom, Supergirl, and Green Arrow proceed to fight the monster, but their strength is not enough to stop it. Captain Atom is overloaded when he tries absorbing the robot's energy, and Supergirl is flying away from its blows. When Green Lantern is also defeated, they decide not to continue the mission in the meantime to recover. Following Green Lantern's advice, the three of them go to investigate the nearby village to gather information regarding the monster's weakness. One of the hazmat scientists mentions that they will be needing carbon rods to diffuse the radiation by putting it in the hole below the monster's head. Captain Atom and Supergirl bring the carbon rods in an attempt to block the monster's nuclear power. Their efforts result in nothing when they are defeated once again, with Captain Atom exploding from energy blasts, and Supergirl notwithstanding the monster's strength. This leaves Green Arrow with no choice but to fight the monster alone. He grabs the carbon rods, which he uses as arrows to aim for the monster's weakness, but two of his shots fail. He retreats and hides behind a tree. He snaps the carbon rod into two and attaches it to the head of one of his arrows. The monster sees him behind the tree fixing the arrows and fires its energy blast at once. Before the monster can spot Green Arrow, he takes the shot that went directly to the hole, diffusing its radiation. Supergirl comes and punches the monster's head off. After the mission, Batman is waiting in the hallways in hopes that Green Arrow would reconsider the invitation. Green Arrow continues to decline. He still thinks that he doesn't belong with Justice League. He changes his mind when he sees Black Canary from a distance. Batman welcomes Green Arrow by saying that they will meet again soon. On the second episode, the scene opens with Batman and Wonder Woman riding the Javelin going to the Fortress of Solitude for Superman's birthday. Wonder Woman is carrying her gift wrapped in a box, and the two ask each other what gifts they bought for him. Batman asks what gift should be given to a man who has everything, revealing his gift in a white envelope. Wonder Woman thinks that Batman got a gift certificate as his gift when it is actually just cash. When they arrive at the fortress, they see Superman stiffly standing in one spot, and a distant expression on his face with some kind of a purple plant growing through his costume and into his body. Batman implies that Superman must be in a trance. Wonder Woman suggests that someone must have breached the fortress, and she goes off to examine and tries to find something that can help. Meanwhile, in Superman's mind, he is back to Krypton, a Krypton that never exploded. where he is with and married a woman with red hair, Lona. Superman wakes up from Brainiac's alarm. The scene shows a small farm and their house can be seen in the middle of the fields. Back at the fortress, Batman discovers that Mongul is behind this when Mongul emerges from the shadows holding the unconscious Wonder Woman with his left hand. Mongul is surprised that Batman recognizes him and starts shaming Wonder Woman, referring to her as inferior specimens for her weakness. Wonder Woman reveals that she is just playing possum and kicks Mongul's face. They are about to fight when Batman stops her as they will be needing some information about the strange plant on Superman's body. Mongul then explains what the plant is. It is the Black Mercy, a telepathic species that reads the heart's desire and feeds the individual with a totally convincing simulation of it. In conclusion, Superman is dreaming, but it is far deeper than dreaming. Wonder Woman is furious and punches Mongul, but she suddenly realizes that her punches are not affecting him. Mongul then tells how Superman is the only one standing in his way, and Batman and Wonder Woman are already considered deceased to him. The scene transitions to Superman's dream, still in Krypton. He is cooking breakfast for his wife and son, Van. He ends up lecturing Van about being a responsible pet owner, and he nearly slips due to Krypto's mess. Krypto is Van's dog. Lona then mentions that they are supposed to be visiting Van's grandfather Jor-El for the day, and instructs him to get ready. The couple is left to share an intimate moment. In the fortress, Batman and Wonder Woman are struggling to fight Mongul. Batman tries to point a laser at the plant, but it only heals itself back. He tries to convince and plead with Superman to wake up, or else Mongul will end up eliminating them all. Wonder Woman, who is currently fighting Mongul, is having a hard time despite being one of the strongest. She resorts to using an energy blast gun, which unfortunately does not affect him in any way. Batman tries every device he has in removing the plant, but to no avail. Superman, on the other hand, finds himself in Jor-El's lab along with his son. Jor-El notices that something is bothering Superman, and the latter says that he feels as if something is going to happen to point out the seismic tremors on the screen. Jor-El says that when Superman was only a few days old, he made an announcement to the world about how Krypton was going to explode, and he turned out to be wrong. He spent many years rebuilding his reputation due to his false prediction. Van asks his grandfather to go to the rooftop, and Jor-El insists that the two should go first, and he will follow in a few minutes. On the rooftop with his son, Superman hears a whisper from Batman. When Superman realizes that all of what he's seeing is real, he talks to Van and says his farewell message to his supposed-to-be son. Krypton explodes, and Batman successfully removes the plant from Superman's chest. However, the plant then attaches itself to him. In Batman's head, he is in a scene where his family have just finished watching a performance. They are walking in an alley when a mugger arrives with a gun and starts asking for their valuables. This time, Batman's father charges forward, then disarms and fights the mugger. This brings Batman to smile from the joy he felt in his dream. Upon waking up, Superman flies to the next room without a second thought. He is taking Mongul through the walls, and he helps Wonder Woman relieve herself from the fight. Fueled with rage, Superman does not hold back with his punches and starts hitting Mongul back and forth. While Superman and Mongul are engaged in a fight, Wonder Woman crawls through the hole and finds that the plant has taken over Batman. Mongul is gaining the upper hand in the fight. He holds Superman's neck while tauntingly greeting Superman a happy birthday. He gives him Oblivion as a gift. Superman is very unhappy about it and activates his heat vision, hitting Mongul's chest and freeing him. In the nearby room, Wonder Woman successfully removes the Black Mercy from Batman's chest. As for Batman's mind, this means that his dream is no longer a dream but a nightmare. When the young Batman hears a familiar voice, the robber gains the upper hand. We see a flash from a gunshot, and the terrified face of the young Bruce. Wonder Woman is now fighting the Black Mercy as it tries to bury itself into her chest. Batman, who is caught up with what he just saw in his dream, cannot help Wonder Woman. The fight between Mongul and Superman continues. Mongul is still having the upper hand in their fight. Mongul says that Superman should have stayed in the happy prison that was granted to him. This makes Superman furious and seems like he has regained his strength. He continually throws punches as he sends Mongul down a few floors into the room of the Jor-El and Lara-El statues. As he is about to defeat Mongul, he becomes distracted by his parents' statues, giving Mongul a chance to fight back. Towering with might again, Mongul carries a big rock over to Superman's head and prepares to end the fight once and for all. Before he is able to drop it, Wonder Woman gets his attention and throws the Black Mercy. After the fight is over, Mongul can be seen laying on the floor, captured by the Black Mercy. Wonder Woman finally gives her birthday present to Superman, a new breed of rose called the Krypton. Although the fight damaged the rose, Superman still happily accepts the present. The episode ends with Mongul's face twitching and looking peaceful. The screen fades with the sound of distant screams.